Welcome to episode 133 of In Touch with iOS, a podcast that talks about iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, Apple TV, and related technologies. I'm your host, Dave Ginsburg, and my co-host, Warren Sklar, is here. How you doing, Warren?
Hey, I'm doing all right. A little better than yesterday, the day before. Sorry, I missed you and Guy. Did you guys have fun?
We did have some fun.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there was interesting conversations, so I can't complain at all. So
you look like you were having fun. I couldn't listen, but I looked at it for a little bit.
Yeah, so. Yeah. It's Guy. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, it's always
we love you, Guy.
Yeah, exactly.
We love you, Guy. So I got some news this week. A few things coming on. Of course, beta got active as of today. I was ready to say, there's no beta release, but there is. And then I've got some interviews that I did during the CES last week, week before, with 3 different products. We're going to be listening to those, and I'll be also doing some demos of 2 of those 3 products, as I have some review units here that I can talk about, which I'll also have in video, and we'll probably have a edited video on YouTube, which I'll provide links to everybody to be able to see that as well. So lots of things to do today. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll go right to the news like we always do. First story from Mac Rumors. There's still no sign of those privacy labels for most of Google's iOS apps. As of December 8th, Apple had been requiring of developers, of course, that they had to submit new apps and app updates that provides privacy label information that outlines the data that each app collects from users when it's installed. Many app developers, even Facebook, surprisingly enough, has compiled all this and put it into their privacy labels along with their apps. But one notable is Google. They have not updated any of their apps like Gmail, Google Maps, Chrome, YouTube since December 7th or before. So still no quotes on that. And I'm as far as what Google's waiting for, not sure what the deal is. And I'm surprised Apple as well. Of course, Apple has that big contract with it being a default search. So interesting to see where this goes. I'm very surprised. It's like over a month since any of those apps have been updated. What do you think, Warren?
Yeah, when we talked about it last, I think I said something like, they probably need a little more time because there's so much they have to probably process through to find out exactly what they would need to disclose. But it's been enough time, I think, at this point. If Facebook could do it, I think they could do it too. Of course, they have a lot more products in the App Store than probably even Facebook, right? Facebook has maybe 2 or 3. Google has all the ones you mentioned. So it might be a bigger job, but I'm sure it's not the highest priority on their list either. Internally, I'm sure they'll likely they're probably like, this is something we have to do, but it's not the top priority for them.
Yep, that is true. So we'll see where it goes. I think that's all we could say about that. But very surprised. But next story, again, Mac Rumors. Apple is shifting some production from iPhone from the iPhone 12 mini to the iPhone 12 Pro to meet demand. Apple has reportedly cut production of the iPhone 12 mini by 2 million units to create more manufacturing capacity for the iPhone 12 Pro, according to a Morgan Stanley investment note that was seen. Apple is believed to have made the switch for the first quarter of 2021 in an effort to combat continuing lead times for the more popular 12 Pro. And by no means am I by any means am I not surprised about this. The 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max, probably their 2 top sellers of the 4 that are available. And everybody says great things about the 12 mini. But it's tiny. It is tiny. So what'd you think on this, Warren?
Yeah, I mean, my thought has always been that people really think they wanted this more than they really wanted it. The idea of having it as an option, I think, was more attractive than actually owning something like that. I've always said something that small, just for me, the screen size is important nowadays. There's so much information, and sometimes it's just hard to see. People are fixated on the one-hand operation. That's what it is, and they're fixated on putting it in your pocket. I've never had an issue putting it in my pockets with the Macs. And I also... for the one hand thing, occasionally I'll be in a place where I only have one hand and the other hand's doing something, and it'd be nice to be able to reach around. But it happens so infrequently that I definitely prefer to have the bigger phone.
Yeah. Well, we've had this conversation many times. And I think it's important to know that we both like the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and I don't see myself ever changing. In fact, a shout out to my friend Rob. They both, him and his girlfriend, both got iPhone 12 Pro Maxes, and they got a super deal with Verizon. I guess they got buy one get one free. They're getting unlimited data. They got they're getting all those free like Hulu and some of those other services. So Verizon really enticed them to switch. So, and got them helped them virtually set up their new iPhone 12 Pro Maxes. They really like them, really nice large size, and so there's many people out there who do like the 12 Pro Max. It's not just us, right?
Yeah, and for good reason.
For very good reason. So, another story, Mac rumors again. Fitness Plus subscribers now have nearly 300 workouts to choose from. Apple on Monday added over 24 new video workout sessions to Fitness Plus, continuing a recent trend of building out the catalog of its fledgling subscription service on a weekly basis. Of course, Fitness Plus was launched back in December of 2020, and it was designed to help your Apple Watch users and keep fit through all these guided workouts. And all that fun stuff. So I'm not surprised, and they're going to continue to do this. And I really haven't heard any, discussions as far as how many subscribers have jumped on the bandwagon with Fitness Plus yet. What do you think of this?
Every time I read a Fitness Plus story, it makes me sad that I haven't gotten into it yet, and make me.
I haven't either, so you're not alone.
It makes me depressed that I haven't had the ability to even try it yet. So one day, maybe after COVID, I'll feel better, or maybe not.
Yeah, man. Or we got to hook up our Apple Watches for those fitness competitions, right?
Yeah, right.
A lot of my friends are doing.
I could see you, me, and Guy doing fitness competitions. It's going to be the day.
We get the three of us. That'd be funny. Yeah.
That will be the funniest, fitness challenges you'll ever see. Who could get off their chair the quickest? I don't know. I don't think I can.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'd be hearing, because that's all I heard last night. His chair was squeaking like crazy yesterday.
My wife went and splurged. She got a real chair, and we replaced the squeaker one. This is nice. It's nice and comfy. Yeah, it's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gotta like it. Gotta have a comfortable chair. I'm very happy with the chair I got here. So
this is nice.
Especially this day with the pandemic, and you're at home working at home most of the time. You gotta have a good chair.
Yeah.
All right. So last story we found here, Beeper is an app that I just found this. Was in the news today. This is on iPhone Hacks. Promises to bring iMessage to Android and Windows, unify 15 chat services. Pebble founder Eric, I'm not even going to pronounce his last name, has teased a new app, Beeper, that aims to unify and bring over 15 different messaging services under one umbrella. Most importantly, perhaps Beeper even promises to bring iMessage to Android, which has always been talk forever, and Apple's never want to deal with this. This was known previously as Nova Chat. The app is based on the Matrix messaging protocol and says that iMessage works on Android, Windows, and Linux using some trickery, quote unquote. This is going to be interesting to see where this goes. What do you think? I know you asked me before the show. Did you get this article in? And
I've definitely been interested in. I've tried it. 10 years ago, there used to be a whole splurge of these things because you had IRC, AIN chat, things like that, and the things we used to use 10 years ago. And there used to be a couple apps that tried to do the exact same thing, and they were all pretty good. Now it's a little different because there's so many different chat apps that it's, to get it all in one place would be nice, but like, where's it coming from? I guess is the first thing. But as far as the iMessage thing, that's interesting. The hack is basically you need a running Mac to bridge the connection between the iMessages and the service that he has. So you either need a Mac or a jailbroken iPhone, which supposedly they will ship you if you don't have a Mac. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it sounds. It's what it sounds like to me.
Too hacky.
It sounds like
too hacky.
Apple's. It sounds like about a month from now, Apple's going to prevent this from actually working. Would be my bet, and I'm sure they'll find a way to do it.
Just like they're stopping you side loading iOS apps on an M1,
and then starting back up again, letting you do it again, and we'll see. But I wouldn't. And it costs $10 a month. So that's, I don't want to do that. If it was free, I would try it. I'm not paying $10 a month.
Nope. Let's move on. Let's move on to our topics this week. And we always talk beta every week because Warren lives on the cutting edge, as I always say every week. And I was anticipating not to talk about a new version of beta, but then this morning, as we record this, they released the release candidate, iOS 14.4 for across all the platforms. They seeded out this morning. They still are not offering the HomePod beta yet to anybody. It's got limited testers. They talked about that. And have you seen anything else that was added other than that Bluetooth stuff that was there?
No.
With this,
that's the only thing I saw, that it was fixing the Bluetooth on the Mac OS M1s, which guys should be happy about because that's what he's waiting on.
Oh yeah, we were complaining about his AirPods all night.
Yeah, well, he was saying he was also saying his mouse has issues on his.
Yeah. He texted me this morning about that. So
yeah, but I haven't noticed anything. I thought they said maybe the privacy labels were going more live. I don't know, but I have not. I updated everything as soon as it came out, and no differences.
Yeah. And then watchOS 7.3 is going to be out. Some notable improvements and bug fixes. A Unity watch face inspired by the colors of the Pan-African flag that the shapes change throughout the day as you move, creating a face that's unique to you. I'm looking for it because
I heard about that and I want to see what that looks like.
Time to walk for Apple Fitness Plus subscribers, an audio experience in the workout app there where guests will be able to inspire stories as you walk. And then the ECG app is going to be released to many more countries around the world, including Japan and Philippines and Thailand and others. Irregular heart rhythm notifications in those countries as well. And then there is going to be a fix for an issue that the Control Center had and Notification Center that may be unresponsive when Zoom is enabled on the watch. So did you install the watch too?
Yeah, and I just checked out the watch face. It's nice looking, but I'm still keeping what I got. I got my scrolling favorite pictures.
And then, of course, tvOS 14.4 is released to developers as well. And as always, there's nothing to talk about. Just minor fixes and other bug things. So let's. Anything else you have with beta? The iPad. I didn't talk anything about the iPad. Anything you saw on the iPad?
Literally noticed nothing about it. I could tell you that the installs on every device mostly the iOS devices took longer than normal. So I think it was a
I noticed that too.
A larger block of the update. So I'm sure next week. I'm guessing Tuesday we're going to get the final out to everybody. Tuesday or Wednesday usually.
I would probably, we'll be talking about it next week for sure.
Yep.
The 14.4 will be out in the wild.
Yep.
All right. Next, we're going to cover some products that were introduced at CES. That we talked a little bit about it last week, but this week I've got a number of interviews queued up here of some folks I spoke to. We'll get to those in just a minute. But we did talk about this device, this mask that was available, the Maskfone. And I didn't have it, and Warren, apparently you decided to buy it and have a review of it, and that doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't. So we talked about it last week, and I work in a place where I need to wear a mask, and I need to be on phone calls, and I listen to podcasts all day. And I talked about the fact that if you wear earpods or AirPods, sometimes people think that you're not listening to them, and it'd be nice to kind of conceal it. So I liked the idea, so I went in and ordered it. So the first issue I had is I ordered the small to medium instead of the large by mistake. I emailed them.
Oops.
Never heard back. No way to contact them. Never heard anything back. Okay, whatever. So there's also no return policy because it's a hygiene issue. So that's the other thing. All right. So they came today and they were nothing like I expected. It's literally what it is. I mean, I could show it, but it's not going to, if you're not watching the video, it's not going to help you too much.
Yeah, well, no, we are going to be doing some videos, so go ahead, show it.
Yeah. So it basically is a regular mask, more or less.
Boy, that looks tiny.
Yeah, it fits, but it's okay. It's basically a regular mask that unzips and has, a very basic Bluetooth headset on it, like the ones that used to go around your neck kind of thing. If you could see it like that.
Oh, right.
It's basically like that. So that's all it is. It's like something I could have built for probably
build it in your own mask.
Yeah, literally, the mask would have been better too. The first problem I had is it came with these filters and instructions to put the filters on, and they're supposed to go in the mask somehow. And there's little pockets, but they just fall right out. So whatever they're trying to tell me doesn't work. I tried to contact support, nothing answered. There's no way to get a hold of them.
I was like, this was $50, right?
This was $50. This is literally, it's about maybe $10 worth of stuff in here, and it's not engineered well. You could see it gets all tangled up and you can't even get it. So I was thinking basically the microphone and, all the controls are in here, and you would think that it would be more integrated. It's just this thing kind of leaning. It's just the microphone part with the controls kind of just inside this thing. So again, I can make this myself. I was hoping for something that would have the ear part, built into the mask, not separate. So you still have the things sticking in your ears. Oh, and they give you different tips, and I've tried them all. The left one just won't stay in my ear. And people still see.
And AirPods they have the same problem, but you have no problems with the AirPods. AirPods Pro.
So I might just use a mask, but save your money. Now the website has something now that they didn't have before called the Plus version of it, which is sold out. But I can't really tell you what the difference is. So save your money and don't buy it is my review.
All right. Well, I'm glad you did it because. And we got information out to users out here that are listening to us, and it's not a buy. The Maskfone, that was what it was called from last week. So
it is not a good. It is not a good one.
All right, so let's go ahead. I'm really excited to talk about this first product. This first product is called Hubble. It's for the iPad. It's made by a company called Fledging. They're out of Birmingham, Alabama, so it's a U.S. company, but I'm pretty sure this was made overseas. But what this is an all-in-one iPad case with a USB-C hub and all kinds of ports on it. So, but I was able to interview the CEO, Ethan, and Dan was also on there on this interview. I want to have everybody give it a listen, and we'll come back. And I'm going to do a visual demo because I was privileged enough for them to send me a review unit to talk about it. So let's go ahead and let's talk about let's take a listen to the Hubble iPad review. Hold on, and here we go. Hi, this is In Touch with iOS, and this is Dave Ginsburg, and I am here at the virtual CES 2021, and I have guests here for this time around. This is Dan and Ethan from Fledgling, if I'm saying it right, and the makers of the Hubble iPad case. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, Dave. I appreciate being on your show today. And just a quick clarification, our name is actually Fledging. No, the words are so closely...
My apologies.
No worries. The words are so closely related that we started writing blog posts to poke fun at ourselves. Fledging.
I looked at it 3 times to make sure I wanted to say it right, but okay.
No, you're good. Yeah.
But no, we were having a little challenge getting together, but I'm so glad we were able to hook up here. And I definitely was really interested in the it's called the Hubble case for the iPad, and this has some great stuff in here. Why don't you tell the folks a little bit about what the Hubble case is?
Yeah, absolutely. So Hubble is really the world's only integrated hub and case for iPad Pro and iPad Air. We really focused on the USB-C series, so 2018 to present. And what we wanted to do, there's a lot of hubs on the market. They do a pretty good job. There's a lot of cases on the market. Some of them do a good job, some don't. But it's always been frustrating to us that, you get this big, beautiful iPad, and then you immediately cover up with a case that doesn't look as good. So what we wanted to do was build the best possible hub we could make, integrate it into a case that looks and feels just like your iPad. That way you can really explore your world however you want, connect to the hardware you want, and everything you have looks and feels just like that iPad you just spent $1,000 on.
Yeah, no, and it's really exciting because you guys have a lot of great features in here. I like you said, I see it's got 30 watts of charging for the USB-C, and then you have that's only charging. There's two ports. That's awesome. You can connect multiple devices as well as charge it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we got the charging in, we got data out. It has an HDMI port that's up to 4K 60 hertz. We put the 3.5 mil headphone jack in for most of the people who still like to plug in, like me. And then you can connect a SD card and a micro SD card all there just in one hub on the bottom. And then pretty uniquely, it has an on-off switch. We're eventually working towards an automatic on-off, but as of right now, we're one of the only hubs in the world that you can actually turn on and off to minimize power drain between uses.
That's great. And then I also see you guys a 60 hertz 4K display for an HDMI. That's pretty incredible. I bet you get some great results hooking up to an external monitor.
Yeah, we like it a lot. That looks really clean.
And then Edge and the Apple Pencil support, of course, and you just have the magnetic piece at the top there, right?
That's right. We've just milled the side so that the magnetic pencil connects directly to the side of your iPad. There's no integration to worry about or anything like that.
Okay, and then are you guys? This market is really, you're looking towards education and consumer. Is there anybody in specific you had this aim towards?
Yeah, so we like education a lot. An iPad is such a powerful tool for a classroom. You just take a tablet around and just show a kid exactly what they need to be doing. We see a lot of creatives in this space, especially with how good the camera and processing is on the new iPad Pro. We talk to videographers who are taking these things on set to take images and video. And they turn around and edit in real time. We think we've given them some tools to do that a lot better. And then one of the corner cases we're still exploring, and 2020 has obviously slowed this down a bit, is just, salespeople, people who go from office to office all day, every day, presenting on different screens and different setups. They don't want to carry around a laptop with a million connections. They want to show up with their iPad, get the screen started, and start talking to people right away.
Okay. And are you guys looking? I mean, you're a relatively new company, right? Have you got how long? Like, guys been in business? And
yeah, we've been in business since January 2018.
Okay, so a pretty new product, and this product was originally on Kickstarter. Am I mistaken? Or
no, that's exactly right. We launched Kickstarter in November. It reached about $10,000. We're really using it for the marketing side of things. Wasn't quite as successful as we wanted, but we really believe in the product. Actually, our first batch of 500 is in house today, so we're committed to the product far beyond fulfilling the Kickstarter, and we should be able to launch it live on our website and on Amazon here in the next week or so.
And I also saw, just kind of give a spin for you have another product too. You have a SSD enclosure that you offer as well.
That's right. Yeah. Fledging actually got its start as a Mac SSD upgrade. We call that Feather SSD. We were one of the first people to offer a totally DIY solution where if you needed to upgrade the SSD in your Mac, instead of spending $2,000 on a new MacBook, you could spend $130, swap out the SSD. You're going to upgrade the storage, and it's going to perform just like new. The whole thing takes about 10 minutes, not counting all the time to do the restore from Time Machine backup. And then from there, Apple started soldering drives in 2016, and our response to that was, let's build a really, really good external SSD enclosure. So we started with Shell, which is fan cooled, runs really fast. Essentially, that market split, so we really moved into Shell Thunder. That's a top-of-the-line Thunderbolt 3 SSD enclosure, supports up to 4 terabytes of external storage, actively cooled. If you go and look on Amazon, depending on what day it is, it's actually Amazon's choice for a Thunderbolt 3 SSD enclosure. So it's a product we're very proud of.
That's awesome. Okay. And then and we said availability on the Hubble is going to be in February, but you got to fulfill your Kickstarter backers first, right?
So we're fulfilling Kickstarter backers first. We actually expect being able to fulfill the Kickstarter this week and early next. So there's a chance that Hubble is going to be generally available as early as next week.
Oh, awesome. Okay. And what's the cost on the Hubble?
It is, Dan, correct me here if I get it wrong. It is $99 for the 11-inch that supports the 11-inch iPad Pro and the 10.9-inch iPad Air. And then it's $109 for the 12.9-inch. And it comes in silver and space gray. And
then the SSD enclosure, what's the pricing on that?
Shell Thunder with nothing in it is about $140. We can, of course, ship it with capacities up to 2 terabytes. And if you're really interested, we can help you get 4 terabytes with a discount. 2 terabytes fully loaded is going to run you something like $350 right now. Okay, great. And that product's available now, right? Absolutely, 100%. Okay. All right. Unless we have anything else about the Hubble, I definitely recommend everybody go out, check it out. I'll have links in our show notes about this product. And I appreciate you both, Ethan and Dan, coming on the show today. No, appreciate you having us. We love the work you do. Thank you. Thank you. And this is Dave Ginsburg from Intouchable iOS. We'll have more coverage from Virtual CES 2021. Okay. So
That was a great interview with the guys from Fledging. As you heard, I fudged up their name. I called it Fledgling. I didn't know why, but it is spelled Fledging. So it's Fledging. I'm going to actually be doing some visuals, but I'm actually going to talk. We'll describe it as well. I've like I said, the guys were kind enough to send me a review unit to take a look at this product. And there's the box that it comes in. It's a simple little box, Hubble, from the case there. And they give you lots of instructions. One of the kind of disappointing things is that there wasn't a instruction booklet in there really to tell you how to go to open it. So I had a bit of a challenge here. Basically what's inside the box is you're going to have the case itself, which I've already got the iPad in there, and this is what it looks like here. This is the case. But the way you have to get into it, let's go right into showing you what the hub looks like. So you see this hub here. There's two little levers, one on each side here. They have to be pulled out, and they gave one of these little tools here to allow you to be able to pull out the levers. I know it'd be hard to see on camera here, but there's a lever here and then there's a lever here, and once you pull these two levers out, the hub slides out completely from the case, and that's how you actually put the iPad in there. And I was like, wow, why isn't this fitting? So I'm trying to put it in, and that was the reason why it was, because no instructions. So I'd probably say, guys, so you need to at least mention that at first. But of course, being a tech guy, I figured it out. So if you look on the edges here, it goes right into the case here with both edges here. And then you look on the back side of it, it's all metal. So it's a really solidly built case, and I was pretty impressed with it. Now, as you heard them mention, there is actually a power switch on here. They actually put this power switch on here, so if you flip it off, what it's going to do, it's going to turn the hub completely off. So the reason why they wanted to do that, as you mentioned, was the fact that you don't want it to be sucking up all your battery power on this, because it's going to do that because it's taking up a lot of juice here. So what it has is it has two USB-C ports, and one of those ports you can plug in, and that would be for charging. It has a USB-A port. It has a micro SD card and an SD card reader on here. It's got a 4K HDMI connector on it, and it's got a 3.5-inch headphone jack in here as well. So like you mentioned, some people still like to plug in their headphones, but these days we're using AirPods and Bluetooth. So not a bad little device. I'm not too terribly disappointed. It does have a cover that comes onto it, and this cover looks pretty similar to some of the Apple cases that are out there. I did find it is a little hard to line up a bit. So when you put it on here, it doesn't seem to line up just so perfect when you're doing it here. And of course, I'm putting it backwards. I got to watch that. But it's magnet. You heard that snap, and then it goes on. And actually, I did it right this time. So this cover does fold over in an accordion, similar to what the like Apple cases do. So you can set it on your desk, and it sets really nice. And then the Apple Pencil, they as he said, they made the space so it's attaching right to the iPad to charge. So $110 for it has it for the iPad 11 Pro, which is the 2018 or the 2019. It's I think another $10 more for the 12.9 inch, and that covers all the Pro line series. So it will not work with the first gen Pro, and then also the iPad Air, which is also a USB-C. That's a 10.9 inch screen. It'll work with that as well. Not a bad little device. What do you think, Warren? Do you think it'd be something you might want to use?
Yeah, the question I have is, what about how hard is it to get the keyboard onto that? Like, does it affect the way the magnet?
Well, you can't attach the keyboard to this. It becomes its own case. So I did try to attach the Magic Keyboard. It doesn't work.
But what about just the regular, the old style keyboards that kind of used to flap over? Do you think you get one on that?
I haven't tried. I mean, I didn't even think about that. I have the old keyboards with the flap over. I don't think so, because it doesn't have any of the ports. I mean, it does have a port here, but it's not. Yeah, I don't think you can do it. You'd have to use an external. You'd have to use an external Bluetooth keyboard in order to use it.
Is there anything that props that thing up? Like, is there a way to does it have a stand or a kickstand or anything like to keep it?
No, just the case. So
but that does, that's what I'm talking about.
It's solid.
Yeah,
it's
so
very solid.
You can lean it back and get a Bluetooth keyboard on it. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, for the people who really want to get their iPads all macked up, that's the way to go. So
yeah,
it looks good. Yeah.
Well, no, I think it's a solid device. Not a bad dude. I definitely give you guys a good grade for this product. It was very impressive, and the fact of the matter, being able to walk into a room and get an HDMI cable and plug it into your iPad and start doing your presentation. I mean, that's huge. I mean, for business and for education, anybody who does presentations don't want to lug around their laptop. They'll have their iPad ready to go, plug it right in, because you know what you're doing. You're dongle hell looking for a dongle to plug it in to do it. It's right there. And being able to have all these ports is awesome too.
How's the weight on it?
Not bad. I mean, I don't think it added a lot of weight to it. It's a pretty lightweight aluminum that they made here. Now, I did notice it's already starting to scratch up a little bit. It may have been my fault for why I pulled it in there, but it probably, I mean, if you can see the little scratches there. Yeah. So it is aluminum. So you're going to be prone to that. But yeah, you know, that means it's getting good use. So
yeah, as long as it doesn't make it too heavy, it's good. Yeah.
Not a bad little device. And then I did give them a shout out. Also, let them tell us about their SSD external drives. I believe those could plug to the iPad Pros if you so wished. But it was aimed more towards Mac users. Then that's where they started their business. So happy to give them a plug for those products too.
Yeah, I'm sure anything else you can plug. You could definitely plug an external SSD into an iPad if you want.
Yep. So I definitely think it would work. But it's that market for them is, like he said, is aimed towards more towards a Mac. So okay. Any other thoughts on that, Warren, before we move on?
No, look good.
All right. So next product I did an interview with. I interviewed Brandi from Speck Products, and Speck, of course, is well known for making pretty awesome iPhone cases. I got that on the camera. I'm going to talk about that. And they had a new product they came out with this year. It's called the ClickFlip. It's an AirPods Pro case that will protect it from getting dropped and all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and give a listen to the interview I just did with Speck and what they had to say. Welcome to In Touch with iOS. This is Dave Ginsburg, and I am here at the PepCom as part of CES for 2021 virtually, and I'm here with Brandi from Speck. How you doing, Brandi?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. And what we wanted to find out a little bit more about some of the new products that have been released for Speck for 2021. If you could share. So you were telling me about the little case for the AirPods Pro.
Yes. Previously, we had the iPhone 12 cases come out, but this is our newest product, Presidio ClickFlip for AirPods Pro. Previously, we did have Presidio Pro for AirPods Pro, but this is our newest one. It's a little bit more innovative. It features a 360-degree protection against dust and debris. It also has a fidget-friendly design. We know everyone likes to open and close their AirPods case. So you can definitely still do that, even though this case, the sound is satisfying, the click is satisfying. It's definitely kind of like addicting at times. There's a soft touch matte finish, comes in a few different colors, and there's a locking mechanism. So even though it's closed, you can still lock it just to secure it a little bit more.
Okay. And it looks, as from the looks of it, it looks very durable. So it's much safer if you were to happen to drop your iPad AirPods Pro, which I'm sure many of us have done to protect it better.
Oh, yeah. Right? Yes, and it does come with a carabiner, so easily attaches to your belt loop, your bag, keychain, whatever have you.
It's new with Speck as far as any of the iPhone cases for this year.
Yeah, sure. Just to quickly touch on the Presidio ClickFlip, this case does have an IP at 5X rating, which means that it's guaranteed protected against dust, lint, debris, kind of anything. I don't know if you've been using your AirPods Pro case without a case, but a lot of stuff makes it into those nooks and crannies, and it makes your AirPods look disgusting. So hopefully this can fix that for you.
Yeah, that'd be great. And unless you had something else that relates to this case, so yeah, tell us a little bit about the latest cases for the iPhone for Speck.
Yeah. So recently, the iPhone 12 case is probably the most recent one. We have the lineup Presidio Perfect Clear lineup. I don't know if you've had a chance to take a look at those, but they're definitely the most clear and clean cases that Speck has produced to date. I know that everyone's worried about germs lately, and all of the Speck cases are integrated with microbiome protection, which protects 99.9% against bacteria. So very important to have that feature in all of our cases. We also have a new Presidio 2 line, which features a new generation of the Presidio Pro cases. So they look very similar to the Presidio line, just a little bit more protection, a little bit more durability, and a difference feeling in the materials and the finishes.
Yeah, that's great, because I had the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and now I have the 12 Pro Max, and I had the case from last year, and yeah, it's a really great case, and I'm glad that they've continued on with that series. It does keep just keep things clean, and it did stay very clear for the most part for the year I had it. So, no, they do make some you guys make some really good cases. And has the thickness changed at all on the cases? Are they still about the same in thickness on the 12 now? Or
yeah, it's still about the same. A little bit more durable. So not as flexible, I guess, but definitely the same thickness, yet pretty slim for having such a protective case. And
I forgot to ask about pricing. The AirPods Pro, that case, how much is that going to be, and when is it going to be available?
For I believe $29.99. Let me double check. But yeah, they're live. So your viewers can go on speckproducts.com right now and purchase a pair.
And then the cases are starting what the pricing on that?
I believe it's $29.99.
Okay, great. And then the website and where people can find your products.
Yep, speckproducts.com or at Speck Products on Instagram or Twitter. You can also find us on Facebook and YouTube. And fact check, $39.95 is the price.
Okay, great. All right, Brandi, thanks so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. This is In Touch with iOS, and we'll have more coverage from the virtual CES at PepCom, and thanks for listening. Okay, so that was the interview with Speck and finding out a little bit more about their products. And they also sent me some review units, and I'll talk a little bit about the ClickFlip. Not a bad little case. I've shown it on camera here. It does flip up, and it does have like a little lever that actually locks it. You just got to push this up and it secures it. It shows the LED light so you can see what's the status of the case when it's charging. And then all you do is push it down. And I don't know if you notice this, Warren, you see how this case it's kind of in two pieces. So see how it slides up and down. So that's how the case works. It's pretty durable. I mean, at the bottom here, it does have the opening for the lightning cable. So if you want to charge it wired, as well as it does allow for wireless charging through Qi. So you can actually set the case down on a Qi charge and be able to charge that. It's got the little loop so you can hook it. And this is what I think the biggest thing I like is the fact is we're always digging in your backpack trying to find your AirPods Pro. You can hook this right on a hook and be able to grab it. Is this something you'd like, Warren?
Matter of fact, I've always had something on my case like that. I got this a while ago from Amazon. I'm sure that one's much nicer. But yeah, the hook is good because if you put a keychain on it, you can hook it into your backpack. Sometimes your backpack has don't know what to call it, but you can hook it onto the thing inside the backpack and it'll stay in there, which I do sometimes. Speck, my iPhone case, bad habit I have way too many cases, and I'm building a nice collection up for my new phone.
For your 12,
I've owned many Speck cases in the past, and I've always liked them. They're definitely not on the thin side. They're supposed to be a little bit. They're supposed to be in the middle, not too big, not too small. It's what they usually are, and I like them. And yeah, the AirPod case. I don't think I've ever bought this for protection reasons, but more just aesthetics. It just looks nicer. Probably the same with the Speck one.
Yeah, and then the case they gave me was the Presidio Perfect Clear. I like the clear cases, so I asked them if they could send the clear case. I'm showing on camera. You can still see my Pacific Blue iPhone 12 Pro Max. And yeah, it does have some thickness to it. Not a bad looking case. They say it's drop resistant up to 13 feet. And that's a Speck has been known for their cases protecting it. It does say here on the box, MagSafe fast charging compatible. Well, yeah, it's not. You can put it on there and put it onto a Qi charger and charge, but the MagSafe, I tried the puck and it doesn't stay. I mean, it's just like any other. You have to have a actual, so you put it on here, it'll charge, but then
you can't use it.
It's gonna fall
like
off.
A car mount. So if it won't.
No, you cannot. Yeah, you cannot.
So I've noticed if you have a MagSafe case, I've been able to do it. So I have a MagSafe charger as my car mount now. It just sticks up, and so I'm kind of locked into the MagSafe cases at this point.
Yeah. So, as she said, the ClickFlip is $39.95. That's available now. Their cases start right around $35 and go up, and they've got the different ones that are rated. These cases are rated for bacteria resistance, and so it keeps it clean. That's always been a big problem right now, especially these days. And so let's. And then that's a Speck. Let's go ahead and I have one more that I talked about. Did not have a review unit, but I thought it was an interesting product. This is the product made by a company called Ampridge, and I spoke to Paul. And this is the MightMic Pro wireless. And what this product is it's a wireless microphone for smartphone recording, and it works over Bluetooth. It has a 30-foot range, and it's got a lot of their specs. But let's go ahead and let's play the interview here, and you'll find a little bit more about this product. Hi, this is In Touch with iOS. We're coming to you from the virtual CES 2021, and today I have Paul Ackel from Ampridge Money Microphones, and appreciate you joining the show here, Paul. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having us.
Yes, and you guys have a new microphone. It's the MightMic that would work with an iPhone or any mobile device. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about what the mic does, and what it would do for the listeners out there that uses it with their iPhone.
Sounds great. Well, this is our MightMic Pro, which is a miniature clip-on microphone. It has a built-in microphone element, so you can just simply clip it onto your lapel or wherever's convenient. Pair it to your device and start recording, whether it's iOS or Android, doesn't matter. It works and was designed to be used with all of the popular apps on the marketplace. There's millions and millions of downloads, things like Filmic Pro, Movie Pro, Cinema FE5 is some examples of all these very popular video recording apps that support a external Bluetooth microphone like ours. So we didn't want to try to reinvent an app. We just wanted to figure out how to make them give you the best possible sound, using our products.
You're actually on the mic now as you talk to us, right?
I am on the mic. I'm actually using a lavalier microphone, which is one of the things that's kind of special about our products. When you're designing a clip-on lapel microphone, just because you don't want it to be too large physically, the size of the built-in element can't really be very big. So it does give you certain limitations in terms of what you might want to be using. So giving people the opportunity to plug in an external microphone, such as I'm using in the lab right now, which is just like what you'd see if you're watching the evening news or something like that, gives a better visual. And also because it's right underneath you, it picks up your voice about as good as it could possibly pick up, even compared to things. Some people are using things like AirPods, which sit in your ear, and they're great products, but putting a microphone by your ear is not as good as putting it on your lapel, because that's not really the ideal way to pick up sound. So we try to accommodate that.
Now, this MightMic Pro looks like it's almost like the size of a small little thumb drive. It's not very big at all.
Yeah, it is. It's not big at all. The other thing that's kind of nice is we made it. This is actually, we introduced the world's first Bluetooth microphone back in 2013. So I have a lot of experience with this. This one is our largest version, and obviously our latest version. And it is larger. But the reason it's larger is because we put in twice the size battery compared to our previous units. This battery will hold up to 9 hours on a charge. So when you're going out and you're doing that video shoot or whatever you might be doing, what you don't want to have to do is stop whatever you're doing and say, oh, wait a minute, I need to charge my device so we can continue working. I mean, obviously you can bring two, but not everybody wants to do that. So we put a bigger battery. And, if you look at typical belt pack units that people might be using on more professional high-end wireless systems like you see in shows and concerts, things like that, the belt packs are way bigger than this, but nobody cares because they're out of sight. So yeah, you can use this by itself. And the other cool thing is we have this nice little clothespin style clip on here. So if because the mic is on the back, you can actually just clip the unit behind. So all you're really going to see is just the clip, which makes the profile extremely small. So you can still just pair it, clip it, and use it if you want, but we give you the other options, which is great.
So it sounds like does the mic pick up? It's omnidirectional, so you pretty much could have it. You'd be sitting with somebody doing an interview or speaking with somebody, just sits on the table and it'll pick up everybody's voice. Yeah.
You could put it on the table. It is omni, to your point. You could put it on the table. Ideally, clip it onto the person, or use, like I said, our lab mic I'm using now, for example, is also an omni, so it picks up all the sounds. One of the important things, and we learned this early on when we were developing Bluetooth microphones, there's all these codecs for playing music, and they're pretty good. So if you want to stream, no problem. But there's no real standard in terms of how you transmit audio back into the phone and how do you get good sound. So we spent a year actually changing different microphone elements on this to get the best possible sound we could with the size limitations we had to deal with. But we also spent just as much time working on our audio circuit. The audio circuit is unique in terms of what we're doing. Nobody else is doing what we're doing, which is why we think we have the best sounding, and we've compared. We have the best sounding Bluetooth microphone on the marketplace. And the other thing we have, which is also unique, is on the side here, we have 3 different sensitivity settings: high, medium, and low. And the reason for that is because there's a lot of variation in terms of external mics. If you're just doing internal mic, obviously not an issue, but you're plugging in external mics. Sometimes you want that really high sensitivity, so we have that built in. But sometimes a very sensitive mic, or maybe somebody has a very loud voice, you want to bring that sensitivity down. Now, they all have auto gain, so it will constantly monitor your voice as you're speaking, like I am. But you do have that option to lower down that sensitivity if it becomes a problem where the sensitivity, let's say, is too high, for your application.
So the person you're interviewing, would you clip that right to their lapel, and then you would have another mic for yourself, or is that how it would be set up? Or
well, that's a great question, and we try to make our product designed for application. So, for example, if I was doing a cooking show, let's say, I would clip on this lab. I'd have all my cooking stuff in front of me. I would have my hands free to do whatever I want. I just set my microphone on a tripod, and I'm good to go. So that would be a great application. Let's say if I'm doing a video for maybe something I'm selling online or something like that, another great application for what I'm currently using with a clip-on. But to your point, there's more than just that application. So we also have, this is called the MightMic L Pack. We also have a thing called the MightMic C Pack. And the C Pack basically takes a handheld microphone. This is a condenser microphone, directional, comes with a windscreen. It has 3 different settings, off, camera, and phone. So you actually have a couple different applications for the microphone if you didn't want to use the adapter. But it does come with this nice little XLR to 3.5 millimeter cable. So with an XLR, just pop it in there. But if you need to extend it, you can. But this is about a 52-inch length off the top of my head. So I can basically plug this thing in here like this, clip this on into my belt pack unit, and then I can go back and forth doing an interview with you, for example, if I'm the guy in the street. Or I could use this, for example, if I want to do a karaoke, I can use our little adapter, plug this thing in. I can play music, I can sing and hear back through my headphones using the adapter, so I could do that. So there's a lot of, but this is kind of like our man on the street, that kind of interview package, I guess you'd call it. And then the other application we thought of was making movies. And so one of our other products that we have, this is called the MightMic F. This is a little mini shotgun microphone currently mounted on our shotgun mount here. So it's a shock mount. And what's unique about this particular product is it's a 4-in-1 microphone. And so what are the 4 applications? Well, this is one application right here. We have it mounted on top of a DSLR camera with a nice little fuzzy windscreen and a cable that plugs into the mic input. So that's option number 1. Option number 2 is something like a tablet. You can just pop it in there, and if you have a headphone jack or a phone like an Android that probably has a headphone jack, pop it in there like that. That would option number 2. Option number 3 is this is a Beast grip, but the other companies make this similar type of item. It's a rig, so you have a hot shoe mount. You run the cable over the side, either plug it in the headphone or use a lightning adapter. So that's option number 3. And then option number 4 is we take it and we mount it on the end of a boom pole, and all the mounting stuff is all included in the package. But you have this 3.5 millimeter plug on the end, so you just pop that right into the MightMic Pro. Now you have a way of doing film recording, because, of course, when you're doing a film, you're not putting microphones on the talent, you're using boom poles. So now you can wirelessly send your audio. In this situation, you'd want to set the sensitivity to high, because you're going to be a little farther away. And this will stream your audio while you're recording your video right from the microphone right into your device. So that's 4 options. So we give you those 4 options. If you buy it with the microphone with the adapter, that's called the MightMic F Pack. All our stuff is very affordable. Just the MightMic Pro retails for $80. If you buy it with the shotgun mic, it's $110. If you buy it with the lab microphone, this is actually most cost effective. This is only $100 retail. And then the MightMic C handheld is only $110 as well with the adapter. So we try to provide a great sound, great performance at a price everybody could afford.
And you guys have your own app in the Apple App Store, the MightMic app is.
Yeah, we do have the MightMic. That's for recording audio. We didn't find anything out there that was really would do what we want as far as the Bluetooth side of things. So we made our own audio app. But for video, there's so many great apps out there already. We decided not to do that.
Yeah, looking at your website, you have MightMic Pro. That's the de facto. That is probably one of the best video apps out there in iOS.
Yeah.
And then I see you have Movie Pro, and then Cinema FE5 is there another app that you've advertised there on your website. So
yeah, and there's a couple more now. They keep adding. Every day we find more and more. But I mean, I always tell people that MightMic Pro to me is like the DSLR app of the iOS world, and something like Movie Pro is a little bit more of a point and shoot. It's a little bit simpler. They both can give you great results, but some are better than others in terms of certain feature set. The other nice thing about, for example, if you want to use something like MightMic Pro, one of the requests we had was to be able to use something like a gimbal mount at the same time doing wireless Bluetooth audio. Well, if you're using something like Movie Pro or MightMic Pro, they now have modified their apps to support those two things at the same time. So you can use our microphone. So this is where you really, can achieve some pretty impressive results between the video and the audio capability.
Where can everybody find your company? And again, tell everybody what the price was again for the MightMic Pro.
Yeah, MightMic Pro is kind of like our starting point in the line. It's like I said, retail price is $79.99. Available online on our app, on Amazon. On a lot of major retail stores like B&H in New York City. So there's a lot of places you can get this product. So it's readily available at this point, as well as all of our other products.
Excellent.
Yeah. So and some great price points, we think.
And the website is?
Oh, the website is Ampridge.com.
Excellent. And we really appreciate you coming on the show, Paul, and Paul from Ampridge and the MightMic Pro. And this is In Touch with iOS. I'm coming to you from the virtual CES 2021, and we'll have thanks for listening. Okay. And that was a pretty good product. It was, I have not had a chance to take a look at it, but it looks pretty cool. It's, that's why I asked about it being able to clip on. I mean, it looks just almost like a thumb drive. It's kind of interesting to see. We'll have links in the show notes to the site and you take a look at that. And like I said, MightMic Pro, you can't beat that for video. And the MightMic app that they have is going to take advantage of some of the Bluetooth stuff. Any thoughts on that, Warren?
It's all going to come down to how it works, how it sounds. I mean, podcasters.
Yeah. He sounded pretty good. And I mean, obviously we were recording on over streaming. So we were using Microsoft Teams. So
right, it breaks up
Yeah. Well, we had some bad bandwidth here and there too. So, but it didn't sound too bad to me when I was talking to him. So, so those were some of the products that stood out to me during CES this year, and then hopefully we get to go back next year live and see everybody again, because that was. You missed the face-to-face interactions, but any other products that come up and we see, we'll bring them up in future shows, and hope you enjoyed those interviews from CES, my coverage this year. So, all right. So I got a couple apps I want to talk about before we wrap things up here. First app that I thought was interesting came out is Microsoft. Everybody doesn't like to talk about Microsoft too much, but Microsoft added this feature in Teams called Lists, and it was kind of its own standalone app, but they kind of integrated it in Teams to create lists when you're tracking things. I put a link to show notes in 9 to 5 Mac, who did a little bit of a write-up on it. And they had talked about this during their Build 2020 developer conference, that it was going to be coming out. And now it is available in the iOS store. You can download it. And what people can do with the Lists app is you can track and manage lists wherever you're working, see your recent favorites lists. You can view them when you're even when you're offline, edit and create lists. So it really is it is definitely interesting to see how you can put together a nice list and utilize this app, because it does come in handy. So it's free. Of course, it'll oh, actually, I'm sorry. You do have to have a commercial subscription for Office 365 in order to use this. So I just missed that. So that's only one downfall. So you will not be able to use it unless you are like I can use it because I have corporate access. So that's Microsoft Lists. Just be aware of that. So I probably won't say I'd recommend it as an app unless you use it for work. The other app I had this week was Agree. It's an app that allows you to be able to make polls and create polls without using social media. Polls are handy, for both personal and professional, but a lot of times they're tied to social media, like Twitter or Facebook. And Agree is it came from a pretty cool developer that created this, and it does. He created things like TextCraft and Sharp custom icon packs for iOS. So it looks like you can create icons, do custom polls and all that kind of stuff. So it is free as a universal app for iPad and iPhone. But if you like to unlock it for some alternate icons and other stuff, it's a one-time in-app purchase, $4.99. Check that out. Anything would you be something you utilize, Warren?
Yeah, I actually, when they mentioned it, I read the article too, and it sounds like something I might be interested.
Yeah. And then the last app that came across, do you have something else? I'm sorry.
If I was going to say, if I needed to make a poll, I guess I would use it.
Yeah. And the last app I had for this week I came across is called PocketTube. It's a subscription manager. And what it does is it allows you to be able to actually manage all the subscriptions that you have in your YouTube channel. Because a lot of times I've got tons of subscribers. I must subscribe to about 200 different YouTube channels, and it's hard to manage the YouTube app. So what this app does is it allows you to be able to manage those apps and create lists based on those channels and make it easier to get to those. It's an iOS app. It's absolutely free and allows you to be able to manage the subscriptions in your YouTube account. So have you tried that before?
I don't think I subscribe to anything on YouTube, to be honest with you. So this won't be for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then it won't be for you then. Yeah, I do. So
I don't know why. I just anything I just want to find, I'm in the mood for. I just search and I'll find it. But I guess I've never found something I want to watch over and over and over.
That's it. So, all right. So I think we talked about a lot of stuff this week. I hope you enjoyed it. And let's go ahead and wrap things up for this week. That's a wrap for this week. Please send your comments, questions, and suggestions to our email address, feedback@intouchwithios.com. You can follow us on Twitter @intouchwithios, or better yet, you can subscribe in your favorite podcatcher, including Apple Podcasts and many others. But better yet, just go to our website at intouchwithios.com, where all the links to all the ways to listen to us are there. I am Dave Ginsberg, and you can find me me on Twitter at DaveG65. Warren, thanks as always. Anything exciting going on in Mac to the Future this week?
Quiet.
This past week?
I think it's been pretty quiet this week.
Seems like it.
A lot of people just, getting their bearings back after the last few weeks, I think, with everything going on. But yeah, it's nice and quiet. Nobody's causing trouble, which is good.
All right, good. And for those of you who are not subscribers to the Mac to the Future group, you just go to the Facebook group. We have a link in our show notes in Warren's bio, and please come join us on Facebook. We always have fun talking about Mac stuff, and it's moderated and it stays relatively sane.
Yeah,
so
for the most part. And don't buy the Maskfone. That's
yes.
my advice to you.
We've got that disclaimer. We've got that in the show notes, and I also added a link to an Engadget article that had the same sentiments you did, saying that
I saw that after I gave my thoughts. I'm like, yeah, that sounds very familiar.
Yep. All right. We appreciate you listening. I hope you enjoyed the show, and thanks for listening. And we'll talk again soon.